Oh, let me see if we got sound on this thing. Oh, oh no. I pulled my microphone down here. Uh, got a little technical work to do here. Had a mechanical failure over here. Okay, go fast. Good morning. Ah, Stano. Let me, God damn. I have wrapped myself up in the cables here. Ah, I'll throw it around behind my back. Can, can y'all hear me and see me this morning? I can always pump it up if we need to. The old train just pulled into the station. Okay. Let me see. I don't know if a notice had to be sent out so everybody knew where old Mac hangs out at. It's a very, very stormy day here in Alabama. The prognosis today is almost 100% certain of a storm of what's called severe nature. We're under severe weather threat. So we'll see how the day turns out. I look pitiful today. I ain't kidding you. American Outlaw. Hey, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah, we had some really good TV back in the day. Oh, it's sunny in Southwest Florida. Yeah, my sister lives. She lives down in Florida, and there is Robin up there in Canada. Canada. Uh, well, I hope Angel Face would show up. She wanted me to come over, or I guess she wanted to do a song. I do write songs on request. I'm doing one about my brother and I right now. I'm doing an epic. It's going to be. I created a picture already. Um, it's it's the days of we used to. My brother and I we were cowboys, and we lived in the San Joaquin Valley, and we worked for a company. This guy was a cattle baron in that part of the country, and his name was I.T. Thurber, and he owned huge tracts of land up by Yosemite Park, up in the Sierra Nevadas. And my brother and I, we rode range. We'd go up and repair fences, and every day you went out, it was like a day's ride out on your horse, and you could bed down. They had what they call line. Actually, they wasn't like in the old 1800 line shacks. They were a little bit better built, but they wasn't a day apart. Some of them was 3 days apart, and you had to look for water up there. You know, if you found a creek, the water you could drink the water right out of the creek. It was really clean, but mostly prairie dogs and rattlesnakes. We was always worried about that stepping in a prairie dog hole, a gopher hole. You out there, if you got, say, a day's ride out on the range there, your horse fell into a hole and broke its leg, but you had to put the horse down and then you had to walk out. You had to carry your saddle out of there. 59 degrees. Well, we're, uh, we started out pretty. Yeah, there's rattlesnakes all up in that western side over there. Down in down in that part of California around Mariposa. Mariposa was the town nearest to, Yosemite Park. You had the big, what's called western diamondback. Now, when we lived out in the desert in Mojave, up there north of Los Angeles, the Mojave Desert, Boron, they had sidewinders there, a snake about 16, 18 inches long, usually, not too big, but he'd leave, a unique trail in the sand. You could tell when he was on the move, and them little things would bite you for no reason at all. Yeah, we're 63 degrees here, right now. Well, I see you made it, Connie. Well, glad to have you in here this morning. Um, yeah, we had, uh, up in Washington where we lived in the desert and Moses Lake area. For a little while, we lived over there. There was a small rattlesnake there as well. The colder, the farther, more north you went, the smaller the snake got. But over in Alberta now, they had some pretty good sized snakes in Alberta. Yeah, we used to ride up in Alberta, and you had to you had to watch out where you stepped. I'm glad, you're finally getting some decent weather up there in, Bismarck, North Dakota there, American Outlaw. Yeah, yeah, the weather's gonna be it's not gonna be good, yeah, it looks like the tornadoes will be, here at 2 p.m. Yeah, yeah, the potential for tornadoes will be after 2 p.m. Because it's gonna stay cool all day. The highest we're gonna get today is 64 degrees, so that really keeps the threat down. The cooler the air, the less chances of a tornado. If it was 84 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it would be devastating. Oh, there you go, Angel Face. Glad to see you. Steve and drones. Look at this. There's my friend Steve. He I saw him out riding the other day. They're getting good riding weather up there, up in Connecticut. He lives in God's country up there. That is a pretty place. When he goes out riding on his bike, especially in the fall of the year, I get to see the first foliage fall up there from where he's at. When he rides late into the fall, you see all that beautiful color up there, the leaves and all the hills and the rolling hills in the background. I'm going to tell you, I did have an experience with a BSA. This was a BSA like endurance bike. It had a 21-inch front tire on it, 500cc single cylinder BSA. That would have been in 1970. Yeah, 1970. And that thing was good, a tremendous amount of torque. Now I know they had a lot of they had a lot of V twins, very much like your Triumph. Yeah, probably one of my best British twin was a 650 Triumph. Now Connie's husband, he built a 750cc. He took 650 Bonneville and he changed the cylinders and used Norton pistons, and he came up with a 750cc twin Bonneville on fuel. We it was a drag racer, and we ran it. It it was a really fast. It ran on fuel. It had a what they call Amel. Amel was the company that made the Amel monoblock fuel system, and it had a bonsai engine on it. It either went really fast or it blew up. Manitoba, snow in Manitoba. There was an Aerial 4 that we were talking about earlier. They had a Henderson inline 4, which was a really to me, that's it looks the layout was like the new, Triumph, the new Rocket 3 or whatever they call that thing, where you got the 3 cylinders and you got the header pipes coming down. Well, the Henderson had 4 pipes coming down and was swept back into a single cylinder, a single exhaust, and, yeah, the Aerial 4, it was the layout of the way the engine was laid out there, had great design. They just they didn't, they wasn't around for a long time, but they was popular during that period of time. I don't know as much about them as I should. I just remember seeing them, but I liked even as a boy, I liked that Henderson 4. Well, my sister there, she had a little car called a Metro Geo. It had a 3-cylinder engine in it, and, I think it's made by a Suzuki. I believe it was, I believe the engine was a Suzuki. Free and that thing ran along pretty good. I don't know, is it a balancing issue of a 3-cylinder? I don't know why they wasn't as popular, but I had several 3-cylinder two-stroke engines. I had a 750 I had a 850 cc one time, 3-cylinder two-stroke, 850, and it was just a dog. I mean, it didn't have, I gotta say, I got the engine new and I'm sorry, used, and so it could have been wore out by the time I got it, but it was a dog. And then I got a 3-cylinder Polaris, and it made over 100 horsepower. A Polaris 3-cylinder, machine. Yeah, it was a Suzuki. And I remember my first 800 cc, or maybe it was a 600, it was a Honda. One of my engineering buddies, we were stationed in Appleton City, Missouri. We was working out of Whiteman Air Force Base, but we were down at Appleton City, about 40 miles south of Knob Noster, and he had one of those little 600 cc Hondas, a little bitty box car, and that little thing, he ran it everywhere. It had a really strong little engine in it. It wasn't super fast, but it was economical. 70 miles to the gallon. Yeah, the 750 was a good engine. I had a 750 Polaris. It ran good, 3 expansion chambers, but the 850 was a dog. And it might have been seemed like it might have been a Polaris early. It came out of a snowmobile. And then I had a 440 I'm sorry, 440 Kawasaki forced forced air induction engine. I got it from Jack's Snowmobile Service in Baghdad, Arizona, and it made over 80 horsepower. and it was just a real pipey. You come up on the pipe, and it had 3 expansion chambers, and, it no, I'm sorry, it had 2 expansion chambers, but they was really it was a really the power band was so narrow on it. You had to run wide open all the time. I had a torque converter on the engine. The torque converter was a 13,000 RPM Comet, adjustable Comet torque converter. And, the reason you had to have that 750 that machine would turn up high RPM, that 440 would. It was a high revving two-stroke. And we've got the opportunity in our lifetime to ride some really interesting machines. One time I was down in San Antonio, Texas. We were down at Lackland Air Force Base, and this young airman, he had a, almost said it, Moto Guzzi. I believe that's how it was another Italian thing. This was a small engine that made huge horsepower. It was kinda like a McCullough 100. It was spontaneous. I mean, just a blip of a throttle, and it would just sing. And I rode that thing, and it had a six-speed transmission in it way back in 1970. It was awesome. Fast. Well, my coffee lady just brought me another cup of coffee. Thank you, coffee lady. Huh? Look under there, honey. His hiding place. Look over. Go. My little dog loves to lay by my feet. He likes to lay by my feet, so that I always keep my feet under the desk, and he's down there under my feet. She was looking for the baby. I see him. Mhm. Yeah, he come rubbing by my leg there, and I knew he was down there. I'm talking to Angelique. She's worried about the baby. Yeah, give the bird some feed, honey. Put it over there. Put the feed over there by the closer to the wall, honey. We have cardinals here, and we feed them cat food. Honey, put some on the rail over there close to the house. Anyhow, back to see where we was at. Oh, I've watched guys build engines, where they cut so many cylinders off and do that kind of stuff. They are just master craftsmen. You got to have a good machine shop. I mean, if you had to go and have all that stuff machined, it would cost you a fortune. But when you've got your full machine shop that you can do all that stuff, and you got the time, you can create almost anything. Beer for breakfast. Ah, I have been there. I've stopped over there. Yeah, Robin, I have done that. Sometimes I don't have the time to stay very long. I'll look and see what you got going on, and I have a very active lifestyle where I'm on one page. I have you can't see it, but I've got two computers set up here. I've got one over here. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys this. Um, I use one. I use that water cool model right there. If I get it straight, I guess I got the camera crooked. I use it. I can compile music and stuff over there with that one. It's a super hot dog one. And this one here, not me. That one right here, I use that for anything that needs power. This is loaded with a tremendous amount of RAM. I mean, lots of RAM. Hang on, this is going to get serious. I'm turning the camera. There we go. We just took a little flight in the room here. So I spend a lot of time over there on music, and I create over there, and then I come over here and I compile my videos and stuff over here, and so I'm got both systems. I don't even have that one turned on this morning because I've got several. I knew I was going to be engaged here with the coffee boys this morning, and then when I got the opportunity to come over and spend some time with you on my own channel, that was a special treat. I don't get to do this very often. Yeah, I have a picture for those that haven't seen it. I know Angel Face and those folks have seen the if I can get here to it. They have seen my pictures, but I will show you a picture when I won in 1980 the championship in Shelton, Washington, running one of those 750cc engines with 3 expansion chambers in a Challenger car. I built a Challenger car in my garage. It was all fiberglass body and chrome moly chassis, and it had independent suspension, 4 big gas shocks in the back, and just normal racing stuff. We raced for a racing organization called Coyote Racing. And who would have known I would end up getting a Mustang with a Coyote engine in it? I love that Mustang. I just sold it last year. Um, I guess till I sold it, yeah, last year. Things were pretty bleak last year. I was actually closing up shop, getting ready to take the trip to eternity, but it didn't happen, and I'm still here. Damn, just when I want to find that race car that I've got so many pictures in here. Oh, here we go. Let me see. This would be a good one right here. I think you can see. This is me in Shelton, Washington, taking the championship. That's me right there. I was 40 years of age, and that car was built entirely by me in my shop with my sons. Um, yeah, there's the finish line right there. That was a long jump I took there. I'm just coming in for a landing, and this guy took the picture was a off-road magazine photographer, and he caught it just as was coming in for a nose in landing. that was that was a good day. Back in them days, we was either coming in for a landing or taking off. This was taken in 1979. How come I Oh, I see why the picture is crooked because it's me taking a jump. 1979, that's a CJ7. You see the side exhaust, it had a really strong engine in it, and that thing would literally fly up the dunes. That was an awesome machine. It was a quadra-track or, I think it was a turbo 400 quadra-track transmission in it, but it had the low range in it, so I had, like, 6 forward speeds. Really awesome. Back in the days when you're young, you don't feel the pain. So you got fingers that looks like that one. See right there? Uh, uh, see them fingers? Them fingers are all broken up racing. Those those fingers, they took a lot of abuse. You'd get your hands run over. I got my feet broken, my arm broken, my collarbone broken. I broke my skull right there in a full bell helmet, and the helmet was crushed, and it broke my skull. Broke my jawbone right there. Broke my right leg above the knee. Yeah, I have some bones broken. You're gonna play hard, you gotta pay the price. But you don't hear me whining because the rewards was mine. I got to enjoy all those, great moments. Ed Rothenbein, oh, yeah. Those are back during the days of the painting people that, if you had Ed Roth to do something for you. I had one time I was at Marietta, Georgia. At Marietta, Georgia, we were at Dobbins Air Force Base Station there, and at Dobbins is at Marietta, Georgia, right there, the Lockheed Corporation where they built the C-5A and the C-130 and quite a few other old war machines. Hey, you sick? Um, we were there, and I met a guy that was a true artist, and he did pinstriping. Oh, and so he kept telling me about all these pinstriping, and I had a new Plymouth Barracuda. And he said, "Man, I'd love to pinstripe your Barracuda." And I go, I kept putting on, he said, "Man, if you bring it up to my shop," he said, "I've got all the equipment." He said, "It'll be beautiful." So eventually he talked me into it. Hey, 2-4. So I go up there. I could not believe this guy was such an artist. All freehand, all of his everything was all done by freehand. And he made that Barracuda was one of a kind, unique. It was beautiful. And then I wrecked the Barracuda, totaled it out. Damn, I hate that. There went a lot of beautiful craftsmanship was just gone in a flash. Toga, we got the old gang is in here. We got Sick and 2-4, American Outlaw, Angel Face, Toga, Go Fast, Stan. It's really good seeing all of y'all show up here today. I just was sitting there watching TV last night, and when I got through watching the movie, I went back over on YouTube, and that I one of my live broadcasts showed up on YouTube over there, just popped up from nowhere, and I found myself sitting there watching it because when I'm sitting here yapping away, sometimes I miss some of the comments you have to say over there. And so I was watched it last night, a little bit of it, and I could read the comments. And man, I really appreciate the people that take their time out of their day to come and spend a little time with us. So Angel Face wants me to do a song about Pong's brother, Pac-Man. No, not Pong, Pac-Man. See, we go back to during the days when Pong was popular. I truly enjoy, all the IT stuff, I'm sorry, AI stuff. The AI stuff allows a semi-illiterate human being to take and verbally draw a picture from within your mind by speaking or typing it, and then if you don't like it, you can erase it, you can add to it or take away from it, create it a design picture just from inside your memory that there was no cameras around when that moment occurred, but you was there and you remember it in your head. And now with this AI, they can bring all these memories to life. Oh, let me do some research on that. Oh, a song, not a. You want me to do a song? Heck yeah. Okay, I'll write that down. I'm having to reach around something to write. God dang. There we go. We got it. Oh, Stan. Oh, Stan. Oh, you found me through Rob's neighbor. I'm happy you took the time to come and join us. If you hang around long enough, you get a song written about you. That's just what we do. I got to know you well enough to get some memories built up so I can write something about you. Oh, this has Bailey's in it. Whoa, that is so good. Old man loves some Baileys. Oh yeah, we saw her. We saw her in New York. You one time you presented to her on Motorbomb on the coffee show, and I did see her. So yeah, Bailey's in the cup. Oh, when Key Fob came over, oh, he was so cold. He rode his bike over from over by Savannah, Georgia, or Macon, east of Macon, and he was cold. And Angelique brought him a cup of coffee with Bailey's in it, and you could just see the warmness come into his body. He began to come alive. If the storm, we can probably get this broadcast in before the storm gets here, but we're in for a long, hard day today.